Michael, el rey.
Folks, we live tonight. We live. I got the Fight Night champion, NCW Fight Night champion tonight on Ring Diva. I got Mr. Tommy Burns. If you've been watching the show, you know when we do interviews, we let these guys shoot for the hip. So hold on tight. We're going to make the show interesting. And let's start right now. What's going on, Tommy?
I'm just living it up right now. Got a big match ahead of me next week, so I'm out here in my birthplace, trying to get everything going, get my head right, got a lot of things going, man. With that, I got music going on still, still rehearsing for movies.
So let's talk about that real quick before we do any wrestling. So originally you started doing what first in entertainment?
Music.
Music.
Yeah, music.
So how was the music industry? I know you still do songs, right? But how is the music industry? I know I hear, it has its up and downs and stuff. I check your shit online.
Yeah, it definitely has its up and downs. It's crazy, I've done a few tours. I had a 3-year record deal with an independent record label. There's 273 Records. Now I would say I probably was able to do a lot more for myself when I was unsigned than when I was signed. Opening up for like major artists, JT Money. I got to meet Shock G, rest in peace. We had many different events that we've been together. And yeah, it just evolved from there though with the music and.
I think I know who you saw. You said JT Money.
Yeah, JT Money. Yeah,
is that? Yeah. Who that?
Yeah, that's Chevy Game. Yeah, the Chevy Game. Yeah, I got footage. Old footage on the Facebook, old videos from me on stage with JT Money and stuff.
Oh, that's dope. And what places you were able to travel to? Because wrestling done brought me everywhere. Where has music brought you?
Mostly East Side. I've gone all over Florida, Georgia. Actually, when I got signed to 273 Records, it was actually from a show that I did out in Georgia, Atlanta, and they brought me back on stage to let everybody know that they were definitely signing me that night. Alabama, I've done many shows in Dothan, Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia. That's where I'm at now, is in Virginia.
So you did music, and then after music, how did you come about the wrestling stuff? I know you're a fan. We're all fans at the end of the day.
So
how did it step in? Like, what was the process?
So I don't know if people are familiar, but me and Nick Swift, we but behind the scenes we're very, very close. That's like a brother to me.
Nick does music.
A lot of people don't know that. He did music too. He still does music on the side a little bit. And that's how we met, was doing showcases. Well, eventually, he started getting into the DJing a little bit. So I had him DJing a couple events for me. And I noticed he was wearing a pro wrestling training shirt. So I was like, oh, where'd you get the shirt from? He's like, oh, I'm training. You got to come out and check it out. So I went, just out of support, because just like music, what I'm saying, like we're all together. I believe in a lot in unity. So we got to support one another. So I just came out to support. But I fell in love with it. But they asked me.
The first school you stepped into?
PWTA in Largo.
Okay. I'm only laughing because me and Frank got some smoke right now, bro. Like, when was this? I left in 2023, I think, maybe. The ending of 2023. When did you come in?
Wow. About five years ago. So about 2021.
Okay, so what was the Thursday classes or the Sunday classes?
I was doing both.
Okay, so yeah, I trained with Frankie Reyes too. Did you train with him or did you train with the other guys?
I trained mostly with the other guys. Yeah. Cassidy, I trained with Cassidy. I trained with, of course, Nick Swift. I don't know if you know the Carson twins. I trained with them a little bit. They're doing their thing in what is it, WWW, Women of Wrestling.
Yeah, I don't call them the Carson twins. I call them the Go Hard twins. They could play all that stuff they want on
Yeah,
TV,
go
but
hard. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
original song, I think Nick made it for them too.
yeah. He did. Yeah, he made the entrance. Yep, sure did.
Yeah, so I go by that. Yeah, I'm cool with Lori and them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
shit.
trained with the Chief.
Okay, yeah, Chief, my guy.
Yeah, King of Cool, Kareem. I've changed with
Yeah,
him.
me and King,
Krieger.
me and King
I
are
love.
cool. We not that cool, but we cool. You feel me?
Right.
Like there's some
Yeah,
things,
for sure.
some
For
market
sure.
shit I be wanting him to cut out, but we still cool, you know.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
did the whole PWTA thing. Now, here's my question for you. There's a big difference between doing music and doing wrestling crowd wise. When you first started doing wrestling and you started noticing the crowd, I'm pretty sure in music you getting 400, 500, 600, up to 1,000 people to come see you, right? Now, I
Right.
did see a video of you wrestling in the Pegasus Lounge. I used to wrestle in the Pegasus Lounge myself. Now, the question is, was it easy for you to transition from big crowd to small crowd? And I'm not talking about NCW because I know you got signed to NCW and it's,
Yeah.
they produce crowds, but was it like a shocker to you to see all this shit going on?
I mean, yeah, it was the whole transition itself. Like I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, but the best part about it was that transition that I already had a fan base with the music when I got into wrestling. So majority of them just followed in because it was something new. They're used to me doing music. They're like, wait, that's Tommy Burns in the ring. I gotta click on this. I gotta check it out. So the fan base just came with it. So I mean, it is kind of different, but I mean, even being an artist, even starting off, doing showcases and stuff, that's how a lot of showcases are. You can walk in, at first, and you could be shoulder to shoulder. You could do that same show a month later, and there may be 3 or 4 people, in the
Oh, okay.
crowd watching you perform.
So
So I
the
mean, I performed in
music's
front
the
of
same
thousands, but
way.
I performed in just a couple people. I've done birthday parties. So,
Okay. No, so it's kind of like the same way. It's like hit or miss. Music is like hit or miss too sometimes,
yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. It's all about promotion. It's all about getting asses and seats. The same thing as wrestling. You
I
do
was
what you can to get people in the door.
I was surprised at Music and Mayhem, bro. I told you that when I left the show. That was my first time. Like I knew you online. I knew we have mutual friends. That was the first time like I actually did a show with you, bro.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when you got on stage and you started rapping and all these kids knew your songs. I really what was you and the kid Echo.
yeah,
That's the guy's name, Echo. Now,
yeah.
I'm not trying to
Excellent.
play y'all. That's why I came out the way I did, and I told you because you understood. Like being from New York, bro, I have like a certain genre that I listen to, and I was very
Right,
open into touching to this Florida music and hear
right,
what you
right.
guys were about. But bro, I was fucking shocked. I don't know if you know who remember Angel Santiago? He performed that night too.
Yeah,
So we both from the Northeast. We hear y'all rapping. We see all these kids rapping. We're like, yo, did we miss that here? He's like, bro, but bro, it's rap though. He got bars. I'm like, yeah, but hold on. That's when we started researching you, cause like I said, like I'm more into like I could tell you every underground rapper in Brooklyn, and
right.
I didn't know a lot about the underground rap here in Tampa and all these other areas. So when I started doing my research, I was like, holy shit, fucking Tommy, Echo, and fucking Dom are big out here in this music shit. The only
Yeah.
shit I know about Tampa, don't criticize me. The only shit I know about Tampa music is what was that dude's name that fucking got killed in the hotel? They sprayed
Oh,
him and shit. Oh
what's
fucking
the, he's from
Julio,
Jacksonville.
Julio,
Fulio,
Julio, yeah, Julio,
Fulio,
Julio.
Fulio. Yo, that
That's
was
when I
like
started.
that's literally like 2 minutes away from where my parents live.
Yeah, that's when I really.
Yeah.
So you don't do that Florida drill shit either, right?
Nah, not really.
That's not your taste.
We call it more of a juk music,
Juke music. Juke
juk
music.
music.
Yeah. Nah, I like the style, bro. You got to be open to different things. Like, I never used to listen to
Facts.
rock. I never used to listen to country, none of that stuff. I started engaging it more when I started doing, entertainment and shit. And, sometimes people tell you, yo, listen to my shit, and you don't want to tell them the shit is whack. Like, you don't.
Right.
But I'm the type to tell people, like, I don't know if you ever been to 42nd Street. I don't know if you ever been to 42nd Street, but I'm the type to slap those fucking CDs off their hands when they trying to fucking sell it to me.
Facts. Yeah, I've never done it. That's why like a lot of people, you know, even like yourself was like, yo, I was surprised that, you know, you got music videos and stuff like that. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not the type to just walk up on you like, hey, you know, this is what I, you know, I'm this, I'm doing that, you know, like it's even with the music and everything, like even wrestling, like it's what I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Like it's not something more of a bragging right for myself. You know, this is what I like to do.
It's not, but you should promote both of it at the same time. I'm
For
gonna give
sure.
you. You said when you went to PWTA, did you get a chance to work with Benny Blanco,
I
or
did a
did he?
little bit. I got to work
Okay,
with him a couple times. Yeah, he's straight. I like Benny Blanco.
so me and Benny's my man outside of wrestling. Dog, we fight like cats and dogs. Like if you hear one of our conversations, you think like we known each other for 50 years. Like we curse each other out. That's just the way we talk. But Benny had a problem also where he didn't want to tap into his breakdancing career. He wanted to keep both separate. And I kept telling him, like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like,
Right,
you have a name already and a likeness. You gotta tap into both.
right.
We fast forward 2 years later, you know, he's in the Indies out in New York. You can't do it, bro. There's nobody that can't say they don't know his fucking name already. Cause he's viral in Subway
Yeah,
Creatures, he's viral and all that stuff there, and he's already done all those big shows that they do Northeast. But that's because he finally listened and he tapped into both. Cause now
yeah.
his
Gotcha.
his breakdancing crowd now became his wrestling fans. So that's what I'm
Right,
saying about you. Like it's
right,
not about bragging rights, but shit, homie, you got 1,000 fans that listen to your music. You gotta let them know too that you're the fight night champion. We're gonna get to the fight night
yeah,
shit too in a
right.
second.
Fact. Yeah,
Now,
you
me
got
just
to.
mix that up real quick. So, being that you do music and now that people uh starting to see that you are viral when it comes to music and you do have a name and you didn't, you know, it's not like your first time entertainment. You're new to wrestling, but you're not new to the entertainment world.
Yeah.
What are some of your dislikes?
What's that now?
What are some of your dislikes?
Of in the wrestling business,
Yeah,
fakers. re-
the fake shit. Like
You
what?
know, you know, they you know wrestling's real, but most of the people are fake. You know, it's a definitely true statement. You know that you know a lot of them. You know, shake your hand in front of you, and then go. You know, subliminally. You know, trying to get on social medias and stuff like that. You know, to try to say say things like I'm more of a personal person. You know, if I don't like you, you're gonna know I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get it from the vibes, you know. I'm gonna tell you to your face. You know, I don't gotta, you know, I'm not gonna go there and write pages on somebody when I'd rather just confront them in person.
Did you ever? Did you see the live where I talked about shit, man? You know what? I'm gonna fucking open the rabbit hole, bro. Yo, chat. When y'all see this later, be like, oh, we was waiting for you to say the fucking name. When I did that live and I talked about Sam C bumping into you, honestly, bro, what is that situation, bro? Like, why does he like? What is his obsession with you, bro? Like, did you guys have a bad thing back in the days? Like, what happened?
No, like not at all. Like we've always been cool from like day one. So like I have no idea. It literally just it hit me out of nowhere. You know, like I remember like because I brought I help Paulie bring the ring and everything. And, as I work, everybody comes together to get everything set up. And get ready for the show. And 10 plus years, in the game that you got, more than me, I would assume that you know how to tighten the ropes and do these things. But it was at a point where like every calculated step had to be weighted on me. And so
Hmm.
I had I had just made the comment. I don't know if maybe that's what stirred up the whole thing, but I just made the comment like people wonder why I'm the highest paid talent around here. Ain't nobody else putting in the work.
I mean,
So
you do.
I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know if it struck a feather with him or what. But then all of a sudden, it just became to like all my little accolades, that I made last year. You know what I mean? Was like, oh, well, you only got it because of this or because of this situation or whatever. But I mean, again, like 10, 15 years in the game, you don't have not a soul fan, not a You know, not a merch to sell, nothing.
What are you talking about, bro? It was a sold out crowd the other day. Look, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, I
I'm gonna
did
say
see
this.
that.
I'm gonna say
I
this, and then I'm gonna play the video. You seen the video already, right? All right. Now we back to it. You seen the video? How many people were there?
not not a lot.
That was a sold out crowd, bro. I'm telling you,
Oh
kid.
man,
So, hey, in his eyes, that's sold out, kid.
it almost looked like he was forcing that kid to bump him up with the peace signs together. The kid just kind of just stared at him like, "Come on, man, I need this, I need this." You know?
I don't got beef with him. What I don't like, and I tell you the truth is, so we all know we working for somebody right now, and we all know this guy before we like basically. I know. Shout out to Neck Dog Championship Wrestling. I knew the owner before the promotion. You feel me? And
Right,
so did Sam, so did you, so did Chief, so did Frankie. And what gets to me is like, y'all know this guy, and y'all know he's been around us, the circle, for years.
right.
Why are you gonna ask him for some ridiculous shit? And why are you gonna like why when you don't get your way, why you gotta do all this false shit? Like, no one fucking send anybody to hurt anybody. Bro,
Yeah.
fucking like Paul, but that nigga Paul ain't gonna send nobody to beat up nobody. Like, where the fuck that shit came from? But I just started seeing after that all this hatred. It's like once he can't say something about me, he can't say something about Paul. Now it's like he's obsessed with you. And I feel like I'm gonna be real with you, bro. You came out of left field. Like you
Right,
did. You came out of left field. And I told people that's why I gave you most improved wrestler last year. Bro, you came out of left field. It's like you started with this drip king thing, and I don't know if it wasn't catching on or something, but you stopped all the drip king stuff and you said, yo, I'm just straight Tommy Burns. That's it. And you just
facts.
made your gimmick into your real life, and now it's popping off. And maybe he's jealous because one, you doing music. Two, you got bigger popularity. Three, he's been doing it longer. You're getting paid more than him. You're getting more fans than him. You're on, you know what I mean? Let's not even talk
Right,
about shows because we're not going to compare what shows you are and what shows he are. Because at the end of the day, if you don't draw 200, 300 people, y'all all mud shows to me. But that jealousy, I think, really comes from that. How do you deal with shit like that, period? Because it's going to keep coming at you, bro. Eventually, you're going to have to fucking get tired of something.
right. Facts. I embrace it. I embrace it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like I mean, if I post, anything that I post, he'll put a laughing emoji, but he don't realize that you're still, you know what I'm saying? You're interacting with my page. I'm monetized. Every time you click on my music to say it's whack or you're giving me a view. You're getting me paid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. Like
Yeah, I just got
again, like
monetized too, so I don't even care what they do.
right. Yes,
yeah,
please chime in. Please feel free to
yeah,
comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See what I'm up to. But I'm not gonna
yeah.
waste my time to go on your page. At that point, you're a fan of mine. You know what I mean? And, some fans get annoying, and that's what I got. I got an annoying fan on my hands right now.
He ain't even buy a T-shirt yet. I seen your shirts, bro. He ain't even cop
You
a
know, I,
T-shirt yet.
you know, I was actually thinking about it. Like because I know it's coming soon. I'm just thinking of a good post to put up. But I'm definitely gonna bless him. I think I'm gonna send him a little care package, maybe like a signed 8x10. A couple little Drip King stickers. Hook him up. Give him a little
And
shirt.
then I know y'all don't make them no more because everything is digital now. But I'm such an asshole, bro. What you should do is have somebody burn a copy of your music and just give them the CD version. Like, yo, here. You know what I mean? With the whole album cover and everything. The old school jump off, like, yo, here.
Right, right. I still got a couple hard copies.
Yo, give him a hard copy. Give him one of them jail package, bro. Give him some lotion because he's always ashy. Give him a couple tank tops, a couple merch, and then yeah, yo, and throw that CD and be like, yo, here you go, you bum. And then don't even call him a bum. Just be like, to Sam from your favorite from your favorite wrestler, Tommy Bird.
Facts, facts. But no, I mean, I've gone through it even with music. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people that are gonna support you. You're gonna have people that don't. It's just part of the game. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people that's gonna rock with you. it's all part of it, but it don't stop or concern me in any way. You know, it
You
don't
got any
affect the way
wild
I do
music
things.
stories? Not incriminating ones, but you got any wild music stories?
Um, maybe.
This ain't
I
no
don't.
jumper, bro. Just watch your mouth.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No, I mean, I've never done nothing like out, out of the ordinary with my shows. I mean, most memorable was probably being able to perform with Shock G, and I was hosting an open mic is what it was. I had met him a couple months prior, but it was a boring night. You know what I'm saying? I probably had, and again, bringing back to like, sometimes you got a crowd with 10 people, sometimes you got 100. Usually my open mics, they were popping. I would have a good amount of people there, but for some reason this was a dead night. We only had maybe like 10 or 12 artists that had signed up for it, and they were all younger cats. With like the newer age of music, the mumble rap and everything else. And Shock G walks up and we start talking. We're sitting at the bar and everything, and I was like, like I gotta do this. So I jumped on the stage, to let them know, like, pay homage. We got a legend here. And a lot of people, even tuning in, like, if you don't know who Shock G is, leader of the digital underground. He's the reason that Tupac Shakur had a music career. Tupac was a backup dancer for Shock G.
Yeah.
Shock G was also a Tampa native. We went to the same high school. Obviously, not the same time period, but we came from the same high school. So meeting him was a big deal. So I had to let him know who it was. Well, I just so happened to had his music, two of his songs that was already in my playlist from the laptop. So of course
Yo,
I
did
played the
you
Humpty Dance. What's
pause
that?
real quick? Digital Underground was with Busta Rhymes, no?
No. This
No,
was
Digital
this was
Underground was
Shock
with
G and Kenny K.
Kenny K. Who was the third member?
You know what? I can't remember, to be honest.
Wasn't it Humpty Hump?
Humpty Hump was Shock G.
Humpty Hump is Shock G. All right. There you go. Yo, isn't he Tupac's stepbrother?
Was that?
I think he's Tupac's stepbrother.
Nah.
Nah, he wasn't his stepbrother, or they were related to say. Cause you're talking about it, right? And I'm thinking about it at the same time. When homie came out with the Humpty Dance and Tupac was a part of that fiasco, there was rumors that they were stepbrothers or some shit like that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know
gotta
about
look
that.
that up, bro. Like that's way I don't think that he was already famous before Pac came along. He's the one
Yes.
that opened the door for Pac. But I think I think Tupac started as his backup dancer, no?
Yes, he was. Yeah, Tupac was
Yeah.
his backup dancer.
Yeah, because that shit's in the I can't go by everything from the movie, bro, but in the movie
Right.
too, they show Humpty and shit and they show
Yeah.
yo, that motherfucker still got the golden nose or no?
Yeah. He don't wear the nose. He passed away a few years ago, rest in peace. But
Rest
yeah,
in peace.
he
I
just
didn't
used to
even
have
know
a
that
long
kid.
ass. Yeah, he just had a long ass gray beard and just a fat ass gray afro. But yeah, it was crazy because after he passed away, it was probably like a couple days after I had a show at a strip club, and I had to pay homage, because he had just passed away and everything. So I let him know, and it was the same weekend that DMX died, so the whole
Mm.
world was getting crazy about DMX, but not many were really concerned about Shock G. It wasn't, it was out of the time, out of the time era. You gotta be in the old school hip hop, to know of Shock G.
Yeah, he's more 80s than early 90s.
Yeah. So I'm an '80s baby, so I was always rocking with Digital Underground. But yeah, after his passing, I did a little tribute video, and his sister actually contacted me to have me perform at his memorial show. So
Nah, fucking way, bro. So you
yeah,
perform at the memorial show?
yeah, with DJ Sandman from 95.7 and DJ
Yo,
Spaceship from 88.5. 88.5 is where pretty much like the Tampa hip hop culture all like came from, was 88.5 FM. It was the first one to break hip hop records out in Tampa.
mm. And what's going on with that radio station no more? Because I know everything is digital. Bro, it
Um,
sucks if you're trying to be on the radio,
they're
but
still active.
they still active. They still be
Yeah,
putting people on.
yeah, they're still active. It's not as big as what it used to be, but yeah, they still got things going on. They got good
So,
shows.
what do you prefer more? The music, the mayhem, or the wrestling? You like that one right there, right? Hey, yo, Paul, shut up. I could say Music Mayhem. What do you like more, the music or the wrestling?
I would say, as for performing wise, it's definitely wrestling. But music has kind of always been my outlet, going through the ups and downs in life and everything else. Like that's always been my way to kind of get away from it. If I'm upset or I'm happy or something, I'm overexcited, I'll pick up a pen and pad, and again, that's put more money in my pocket, so and doing what I
Bad.
love to do, but wrestling, it changed my life the first time that I actually stepped foot in the wrestling ring. Me being my size, like that was my thing. Oh, you think you could do most of this? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't, not necessarily. I don't think I'm gonna pick this big guy up and slam him down. I didn't have enough confidence in myself. And
I
that's
see
when
you're more realistic when you wrestle.
yeah,
Like
I
you don't
I,
do. I don't. I consider them spot monkeys. You know what I mean? You don't do all the.
yeah,
You do the all fighting shit. So where did the fight night belt came from? Because honestly, it just popped up out of nowhere. How did you win that
yeah,
title and like what happened with that? Like what's going on with that? Like it just popped up out of nowhere. So
right.
what's that
Well,
about?
so I was originally influenced with a messed up promotion, I guess we could say in a way, and I wanted to help out the best I could, um, because again, like I know what it's like, for myself to get in the ring and how good it feels. So I didn't want to let down the rest of the people that got booked.
Mm.
Finances became small enough to where I had to pay for the venue at Pegasus. I paid the full day at Pegasus out of my own pocket. They couldn't get nobody to transfer the ring, or well, they couldn't get a ring rental to begin with. So I used my connection to get a better deal on a ring, which I paid out of my pocket. I actually ended up owing because we never got paid off of the venue. So I ended up having to pay for that out of my pocket along with the U-Haul rentals and everything else. And they had me going for the All-American champion is what they had. Flimsy. It was the flimsiest thing I ever seen in my life. I mean, it had like little, uh, looked like it was made maybe like a basic cricket machine, that barely had All-American. Like it
Was
was
it a
it
two
was
hundred
horrible.
dollar
Just
belt?
stickers on it.
Okay.
Um, no, no. But yeah, after like, literally like over $700, dollars that I invested out of my own pocket, for the show, and then a couple months later, they wanted to tell me that I had to return the belt, because they can't no longer use the promotion, and they're gonna cross promotion with another promotion and they need the belt. I was like, well, I kind of need my money, so they didn't want to fork over, so it became a big ordeal, and so I decided to just keep the belt. Well, I've been training at Neg Dog's compound. I was training with El Mascarado for a little bit, and we had a few things going on. So like the fight night originated actually in the almost in the backyard,
In the
underground.
compound,
Yeah,
basically.
at the compound. Yeah, underground type. And
So you turned the All American champion into the Fight Night championship,
brought the All
basically.
American into NCW
But
is what I did. I
originally,
brought
originally you was already the All American champion. I mean, that's
yes,
dope. I mean, I'm sorry that they played. I played with your money, but I'm not gonna lie. That's the
it's
way
part of
the
the
cookie
game.
crumble. Yeah, that's the way
Yeah,
the way
it's
the
part of the game.
yeah. I don't do shit like that. What I do is I cut pay. Like I don't know if you ever hear people say, "Yo, watch it if El Ray book you, he'll cut pay." I cut pay. Like
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck where I don't. If you on my show, bitch, you trying to make it like me. That's the way I always look at it.
right.
Except when you're coming off of TV. When you're coming off of TV, yeah, I respect the value of what you did to get in the business and to get on TV. But if you're not
Yeah,
on TV and you give me some wild number, I will agree to pay for it, but it comes with the consequences. Like, all right,
right.
if I'm gonna pay you $100, what am I getting for them $100? And usually these kids, because I call them kids still, when you ask them their rate and you ask them what do I get for that rate, they don't know how to answer. They
Yeah,
stay quiet. I like the way you work because uh I heard Neck Dog tell me that he asked you for your rate and you wanted your rate plus more. and you did the whole listen. I could bring more. I could show you proof, and I heard the day of the show, you and your manager, which I'm about to ask you too. Your cutting the kayfabe manager. Shout out to him, Ashton. But you guys actually produced. I don't know what the exact number is, but I think it was like 65 to 75 tickets were sold under you two guys' name. And
Yeah,
I know y'all both got cut off. Y'all both got a chunk of that, but nobody else does that. Everybody
right,
just want gimme, 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 gimme. Nobody puts in the
yeah,
work of putting
right,
out flyers, calling people. None of that. They just, I'm on the flyer. You got to see me. All right. How do we know
right.
you? Why am I
No,
gonna pay $10 to see you? I don't fucking know you.
and that's the thing with knowing even, that's what I learned from the music business, was everything was marketing, everything. You got to get yourself out there. You got to get out there, I'm not just on social media, trying to pass the word of what I got going on. I'm literally I'm hitting the streets. I'm out here in Florida, in Virginia right now from Florida. You know how many people I've already interacted with. Oh, check me out here. Here it is here. It's easy. So a lot of people that they're not going to put in the work. They just expect, one day they're going to have, that one great match that the whole world was able to see, but it's,
What's
it's
your
all about marketing.
relationship? What's your relationship with Ashton? I know my relationship. I don't like people picking on him. I think he got a good mind for
Yeah,
this
he's a kid.
business. I just
Right.
think he's a kid, and I just, you got to protect them kids.
Right. Yeah. I love his passion. I love his passion from day one. He was excited, to meet me and hang out and everything else. And I saw that, but just to see, him at a young age and be so hungry for it, a lot of respect for him. He is what he is what he says he is. He is the problematic child. He brings a lot of problems to me, unfortunately. But that's the big brother that I instill in myself with him. I do my best to keep him under my wing.
That's what you did. You fell in love with him. You put him under your wing. I did too, bro. It's something about that little fucker.
Something, yeah,
Yeah, I feel bad, bro. Like I was there for the whole amp shit, and I know him and Ralphie got problems, but they're trying to work it out and shit. That's more like a father
yeah,
son type
right,
thing.
facts, yeah,
It's like hard to fucking get involved when Ralphie and him been involved so long. But
yeah,
he's the one that put me on to like your music stuff and stuff like that. Cause man, Ashton at the end of the day, he does good research. You know what I mean? He's a little
yeah, he
kid.
does.
I'm gonna stop calling him a little kid because he's already gonna be 18. He's a young man that really has a passion for this, but you don't really could do too much with him because of the age. I
Right,
find it cool that you don't really need him. You're out there. You don't need him. You could do the shit yourself, but I respect the fact that you too didn't like how people were treating him, and you put it under like, yo, this is my little man. Anybody touch my little man, y'all gonna get these hands. Like I
yeah,
respect that. Um, are we getting any new music?
we are. I got a lot of music in the vault. What was being when I was signed for the 3-year contract, what happened was so I had these singles, and so I started sending them, back to back, singles here. Every time I went to the studio, I send them out, and none of my music was dropping. So they basically put a hold on like my music. Like they actually like they own my music, those songs, that belongs to them.
Mm.
I just get my little cut out of it. But yeah, so once I realized nothing was really going off, I stopped putting out, and I have a lot of music in the vault, but yeah, it's all in timing. So like I was actually gonna drop a new track, but then I started realizing how much Let's Get Faded starting to make another jump back. So as an artist, I want to see what that does first, with the numbers, and then hit them with something. Again, I'm not an artist that likes to just every other day or every 3 4 days drop another single, drop another album or I try to give it to them little by little. This way they can get in tune and the numbers go up.
What's your top five? I'm gonna do two of them. I'm gonna hit you with two of them, so get ready. What's your top five rappers? And it could be your genre. It could be, you know what I mean? What's your top five artists?
Definitely Tupac, Biggie, um, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace for sure. Um, the Game. I grew up on a lot of the Game. And Shock G.
Shock G. Now the Game. I'm a big Game fan. What's your favorite album?
Ooh, ooh, documentary.
I was about to say, bro, you can't say nothing else, bro. Documentary, son,
Documentary.
it was hard, bro. Like hard. You
LA
feel me?
LAX
Pause.
was all right. LAX was all right, but yeah, documentary for sure.
Pause, no homo. Now I'm not a Tupac fan, bro. It's hard to be a Tupac fan with me. I like some of his music, but I'm 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 40, bro. I'm from Brooklyn, bro. I grew up when that
Yeah,
shit was going on, bro. Like it's hard to be a fan of him when,
fact.
bro, like you go down to Fulton, everything is Biggie, 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 you know? So
Yeah,
I keep that in mind. I respect the hustle. He's still one of the greats, but he's not on my top five.
right.
Top five favorite wrestlers. It could be independent and current.
Let's see. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Ric Flair. He got that drip. So Scott Hall. And ooh, one more. Damn, that's tough. That's tough on me. There's so many. Undertaker.
Undertaker. Why you said Scott Hall?
I don't know. I was always a fan of Scott Hall. Even especially during the Razor Ramon edges. I just kind of like the cocky and arrogance.
The
He and
flashiness,
again
right?
he had the drip as well. Like he just came out. With the Miami fashion. He gotta have the silk, the chain. The toothpick. I remember.
Hey,
When I
yeah.
was a kid, I used to always try to curl up the first little front hair.
Fuck, I was
To put
about
it
to
over the
say that
forehead.
right now about
You know
me,
what I'm
dog.
saying? Yeah. So and that's also where the drip king came from. I was just one of them that paid homage to Scott Hall while he was still here and not afterwards. You see a
Hey,
lot
yo,
of
you
the
used to you used to
you
get
see a
the
lot of
little.
the wrestlers doing the drip now, but it wasn't there before. But when I originated in wrestling and first started, I had the drips, and that was for Scott Hall.
Hey, yo, not to make fun of you. You used to buy the little 99-cent Joe. Dip your hand in it, pause, start twirling your hair, and let it come down. Cause I had the same shit, my man.
Right. That's crazy.
Yo, I had the mean curl, bro. I was trying to get that machismo pearl in fucking junior high school, kid. I was walking
Yeah.
around Jackie Robinson with that shit. My grandmother was tight. She cut that bitch off one day, bro.
Damn.
Nah, I feel you, yo. Yo, so that's what's up. We getting new music. I mean, are you that's it? Like you're not signed to them no more?
No, no, no. When my contract was up, they actually wanted to sign me not as an artist, but as an A&R to like find more artists. But at the end of the day, like I didn't, I'm not trying to go corporate with music. Like I do music because
Yeah,
I
they
enjoy
they
doing
ain't
music. That's what I
they
want
ain't
to
push
do.
they ain't push it the right way. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, 100, 100, 100.
I
So
think I think
it kind of
honestly,
it
bro.
kind of it kind of took a lot of motivation out of me to try to to want to get signed again. I was actually close to a Sony distribution deal about a couple of years
Mm,
ago, and yeah, I had to turn it down because I didn't feel it. I just didn't want to go through it again.
yeah, Sony distribution and me. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I got a little thing with them too. Not too long ago, my boy that passed away, Ray Menace. He was doing reggaeton. If you look him up, he was super viral. He was all over Chile, Argentina, Puerto Rico. He was doing his thing. He was supposed to get a Sony distribution deal, and he was nervous. I mean, the contract came. He was nervous. He never signed. He
Right,
passed the contracts off to us, and just by me, because I come from a boxing background. I come from like my uncle. He trained Acapito Sanchez. He trained William Joppy. I mean, he trained a lot of legends. I could go on. But my uncle took a look at the contract and he said, "Yo, bro, this shit does not make. They fucking him, bro." So he never signed it.
yeah.
And I'm not saying he missed that opportunity, but I know exactly. Like, did you get a chance to own your masters and your publishing?
No, not till I was unsigned. I do now. I own all of my masters. That's how my entrance music came about, is actually from one of my singles. But since I own the exclusive rights to that beat alone, I can use it to my discretion. So
Hmm.
that's how I use the entrance music. This way, again, I get monetized. So every time that plays and I come out, I get paid. So if I win, I get played two times, but also keeping a good relationship with the DJ, you know, I'm in rotation with the music. You know, I'm on his playlist. So when he's doing events, not only just music and mayhem events, but when he's going to Jacksonville and he's touring all over with his group, you know, I'm in rotation. So
Are you talking
you
about
know,
Damage? Because I want to interview him next.
Damage, yeah, DJ
Yeah,
Damage. He was actually the first DJ that I ever encountered with the music. When I did a showcase, he was there for my very first showcase. We've been rocking since for
I like
years.
that
For
kid.
years.
I like that kid a lot. I'm gonna tell you something you probably never knew. My very first show in Leesburg, I had to struck a deal with Nick because you know Nick and me go back, bro. So I asked Nick for a little bit of help, and I'm like, yo, Nick, I just need you to help me with the video editing. I need you to wrestle for me real quick. And he's like, yeah, I'm bringing my DJ. I'm like, all right, okay. He's like, you got music? I said, nah, I was gonna YouTube it and fucking put some speakers, bro. Like, I really don't care, bro. It's a small venue. Here comes Damage. I mean, you could tell he had fun. That was his first wrestling show, like live to see. Plus, he's
Yeah,
the music guy. So the first show he did good. The second show, he's still a little nervous. I had to break that wind. I had to tell him, yo, bro,
yeah.
play your intro, play it. So in the middle of matches, he kept pressing that button, DJ, damage, damage. And the crowd kind of liked it. It looked like some, you know, when you watch URL, the battle rap, like that shit just
Yeah.
come out of nowhere. And I told him, yo, that should be your flow. Like, you know. So now he's in NCW. I'm happy to see him, but I'm still trying to. I got to work with him more. I told Paulie I got to work with him more because he's coming from music as a DJ. But when you do music for us, son, you only playing a couple of seconds. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like I see the itch. I see him wanting to like, you know what I mean? Like, so we working with him. But yeah, I like that dude. I'm gonna give him an interview soon too because I want to know more about his career and shit. But how long you guys been working together?
Since 2018.
Oh, you got history with these dudes.
Yeah.
Yo, I got another question before we I got two more questions before we go. Dude, I know you got kids. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
all in your personal life. But how your kids like this do you let your kids listen to the music or how you go around that? Because they were
Yeah, I
at the
do.
show, they kinda they kinda knew all the words.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hide it from my kids. You know, even they can get on YouTube, you know, and find my music. You know, so even since they were little, like even my daughter was toddler. You know, like they knew not to repeat. You know what they heard, but I wouldn't say that I kept it away from them. But you know, in a sense, like I tried to. You know, like I didn't infiltrate it. Like, hey, listen, hey, here's your wake up song. You know, but yeah, I just always basically told him, you know, like, you don't repeat, you know, what you see and what you hear, you know.
I love
That's
their passion. I mean, when
yeah.
you wrestle, bro, they ready to get in the ring with you, bro.
Man,
Like
my
I
daughter,
love that
oh God,
passion.
yeah, my daughter.
I never seen kids react like that when their fathers like I've seen
Was
other wrestlers bring their kids, but your kids are like, nah, we team Burns, kid. We
like,
like I loved it, kid. Like I told Paul that day, I said, yo, his kids, bro, they ready to go inside the ring and knock Swift out, kid. Like they ready to jump him, say.
well,
Like,
see, and that, you know, that too, you know, especially my daughter. My daughter was a huge Nick Swift fan. If you ever asked my daughter who her favorite wrestlers were, she would always tell you it was the Chief and Nick Swift. Those are always her top two favorite wrestlers ever. Like that's beyond your WWE wrestlers. Like those are her top two wrestlers. You know, so but yeah, you know that she loved it because you know me being a heel, you know, I get booed a lot. So you know that's the only time like she could actually disrespect her dad, and you know it's okay.
oh,
You
she
know,
don't let them boo you. She don't let them boo you.
no, she don't anymore. She don't
Yeah.
anymore. She changed. But if you see a lot of my older matches, yeah,
She's booing you.
bro. I went against Nick Swift in Dalton, Alabama. Do you know
Okay.
who came out with Nick Swift?
Your daughter?
My daughter against me.
Nah, that's funny, bro. I gotta see that video.
She's out there slapping hands with everybody and everything else and booing the whole time. Booing me, she's yelling, she's telling him to put me in the headlock, kick me in the head, da 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 da. And finally he hits me with that frog splash and takes me out. And then I
And
hear, "Are you okay,
that keeps
Dad?"
That keeps them motivated, right? For school and stuff. That keeps them motivated.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that, bro. There's something about, bro. I was a wrestling coach for a Jewish university one time. These kids are like 16, 17. And I mean, just working with them, I always love like working with kids and seeing the
Yeah,
excitement. I don't have no kids yet, man. I mean, ain't like we ain't trying, bro. We trying. But
yeah.
like my nephew, he did taekwondo, he did judo. I was involved with that. My niece did karate. I got some god kids that did boxing too. I was involved with that. I ain't got a wrestler yet. I thought my little sister was gonna be a wrestler because she was a big Brie Bella fan.
Oh yeah.
But she fucking woke up one morning and became a fucking instant what is it, a TikTok model overnight. So now I'm fucked. She ain't gonna join the team. You feel me? So, but nah, I like that. And my last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years
5 years.
in this
Probably,
industry, wrestling industry?
um, man, that's a good question. 5 years? Five. I don't know. I don't know, honestly.
You don't know, honestly?
Right. In 5 years, I couldn't tell you. I'm always. I don't know. I've never really looked that far into the future. I'm more or less trying to see what happens by tomorrow. But
I feel you.
man, to think about it, I don't know. I don't know. I might have my own promotion by that time.
You know what? I
You
got a
know,
better one for you. Scratch that. What is your wrestling goal?
my wrestling goal.
Yeah. Like, it could be a match. It could be wrestle. Like, I'll tell you mine's. Mine's is, I got discovered by Joe Gertner and Paul Ween at MCU Park in Brooklyn. My goal is one day to actually perform at MCU Park in Brooklyn. GCW got a show coming up July 19th, and I already reached out to all the powers to be to see if they let me on. But if I get on that show, even if I just walk out with somebody, or even if they just announce me, just because I'm from Coney Island and I
Yeah,
started there, I would love to have that one moment, put it in the bag, and if I don't ever get signed, at least I did the Coney Island show. You feel me? What would be yours?
mine would actually, believe it or not, it would be the NWA, just because of the history and the nostalgia from there. And knowing like a lot of my favorite wrestlers. The older wrestlers that I grew up watching. Majority of them came from there. My dad was a big NWA fan. And with it being televised, like that'd just be a proud moment for me. For my dad to be able to sit on his couch, and see me on TV on NWA.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. But you know your
But
pops make
but
your
that's why I
pops may
couldn't
catch
answer
a
that
heart
5 year.
attack though.
You
Yeah.
know, I plan on trying to make me a debut at NWA real soon. So we'll see.
You know what I'm saying? You know your pops may catch a heart attack. See, if I was you, if you get a chance to get a debut, don't tell him shit until it's over with. And then when the day that it comes on, yo, be on some dickhead shit. Come over, come with your kids and shit. At the same time they're about to play, and then play it. Oh, pops, your NWA's on. You know what I mean? Y'all eating and
Yeah,
shit, and get that reaction. Like,
yeah, for
cause
sure.
I had a little moment where I did something that came out on Puerto Rico TV. And bro, my fucking father flipped out, bro, because he seen the shit over there. It's like that was the greatest moment of his life. It was never for me to go to WWE and none of that. It was just to be in Puerto Rico because that's their WWE. That WW, what is it? WWC, World Wrestling Council, is like Puerto Rico's biggest thing out there. Like
Oh yeah.
they don't get, yeah. If you never been there, they don't give a fuck about you, bro. You could be Undertaker, you could be whatever, bro. You.
I've been to Puerto Rico, but for music. That
Yeah,
was in like
what was
2010.
yeah, what was that like?
Oh my God, it was amazing. So my friend, he was a big fan of my music, and so he was telling me, he's like, bro, like I gotta bring you out to Puerto Rico. He's like, bro, you got talent, like they would love you out there. Right, bro, like I'm working at that time, a minimum wage job. Like, I don't got money to go to Puerto Rico. He's like, I'll pay for you to go to Puerto Rico. He's like, we need to talk to this guy. So we went to the Looney Tunes studio.
Okay.
Apparently they got two of them out there. This one was in Carolina, Carolina,
Carolina?
Carolina. So yeah, we were there, but yeah, so he got me the hotel we stopped up at the hotel and airport in San Juan, and that's where my hotel was. Got my rental car. He paid for everything for the whole 4 days, and so we sat in the studio, and the guy was like, "Yo, just rap something for me, and then I'm gonna create something." So he made me my own custom beat and everything, and
Mm.
he just wanted to just break a track with me. The next day they had it on the radio in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they move fast over there.
Yeah, I was odd, but yeah, it was kind of crazy, seeing like we went to the club, for instance, it's like, out there is 18 to drink and 21 to buy tobacco product. So you go out there and see these jits like 18, 19 years old puking their brains out in front of the clubs and everything. But yeah, it was good times. I had a real nice 4 day vacation basically. I called out from work every day roaming. So until I came back, and I was sunburned. This is in October, and I work in Florida. I went to Puerto Rico in October, came back all sunburned. So when I came back, like, man, you still look horrible. I was like, yeah, well, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Yo, so folks, that was Tommy Burns, May 31st, Negdo Championship Wrestling here in Summerfield. Tommy, what you got for us before we go? What you got, bro? Who you wrestling that night? What's popping? What's going on? Let's get some
Mm.
NCW news coming out. What's going on, bro? Who are you wrestling that night and what's popping?
What's popping May 31st is me versus Akamu. He's a huge ass. I think he's Nicaraguan or Caribbean, one of the two. I believe the last time they weighed him in, he was a little over 300 pounds.
God
So
damn, bro.
yeah, a lot bigger than what I'm used to. I beat Cassidy. He was a little over 200 something. So you
I'm
know,
not saying I'm
it's
not saying Cassidy was easy for you, but you kind of
he
knew.
was not easy. He was not.
You,
No, he was not easy.
yeah, you
No,
kind of knew all of Cassidy's movesets because you studied him
I
for a
did. I
while.
trained with him. I trained with him. So yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of knew that step. But yeah, March 31st definitely got to focus in on Akamu. It's gonna be my biggest fight probably of as of yet. You definitely don't want to miss it. And yeah, I'm gonna continue with this, fight night champion. I'm the longest reigning fight night champion. I'm the longest reigning champion of NCW actually. So
Mm.
I'm trying to keep that momentum going. So again, just like with Cassidy, whatever I got to do to secure that W and leave with that belt, I'm gonna do.
Bad. Now, tickets go on sale. They're already on sale. You can check it out on eventbrite.com/Negdo Championship Wrestling, or you could go on Facebook and check out Negdo Championship Wrestling for your information. If you're here in the Ocala area, Marion County, stop playing with me. We doing good right now, Marion County. Man, the promoter keeps telling me y'all keep using that El Rey tag. Listen, May 31st, free Cuban food. I don't know why it's free Cuban food. I prefer Puerto Rican food, but
Fact.
free Cuban
I'm
food.
with you
Plus, you
there.
got Tommy Burns wrestling against the Honduran Nicaraguan confused Akamu, the Street Fighter. I mean, it all sounds like it's gonna be fucking music and mayhem for real. Tommy, before I let you go, bro, where do we check you out, son? Where do we get your merch, bro? What do, like me as a fan, bro, if I want that Drip King t-shirt, bro, where do I go?
You go straight to me. I'm the only person that puts out my merchandise. I don't like to put them out on the internet or at shops too much because I've seen too many times where fans will pay these other companies for merch and they never get it. And I don't never want to have nothing on me. So
Mm.
you come to me, you can order them. At all my events, usually I have a few shirts that I sell, but I always have a binder with me that has all the style shirts. I have cups, I have hats, like basically all kinds of different merch. But yeah, you order it and we can get you right. So
So May
a lot
31st,
of times too, if you know that I'm gonna be at an event, you know what I'm saying, you can hit me up on Facebook and tell me what you want, and I'll make sure that I have it at the event for you.
and that's Facebook what? Facebook Tommy Burns?
Yeah, Facebook Tommy Burns. You
Tw-
can Google Tommy Burns. I'm everywhere. So yeah.
Facebook Tommy Burns. Hit him up on that DM. Get that Drip King shirt. We also, before we go, hold on here. I don't know if you can see the mischief up here. We got a Ring Fever shirt, Ring Fever robe. I mean, Michael L. Ray robe. Fucking Ring Fever shirt. We also going to be displaying that May 31st. I mean, it's going to be everything you expect in a wrestling show. Tommy, I love you, kid. I'm glad you was on the show. I'm glad we cleared some things up. We ain't really shoot it up like that because we businessmen. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
People don't understand when you
not too many details.
Yeah. When you businessman, bro, you don't really gotta say too much. You know what I mean? But what I do want to tell people while I play this intro out, I'm gonna play this little intro out so you could get the tunes in real quick. This is a song basically my cousin had dedicated to me. But definitely, Tommy, bro, we love you, kid. I'm glad you came on the show. May 31st. Stop playing with me. We still got tickets online. Neckdog Championship Wrestling live at the Joke Joint. You're going to have comedians. You're going to have music. Our world champion, that stupid idiot of a Cuban Fidel Sierra, is going to be there. But folks, I'm telling you right now, pay attention. Marion County, I'm bringing my big cuzzo. You guys know how big cuzzo rolls when he rolls with me. Big cuzzo. Danny Cruz, a.k.a. Lockjaw, son, will be in the building with me, holding me down. Because y'all already know, when I pull up Marion County, I need that protection. Tommy Burns also going to be in the building. Also, we also got music coming up, comedy. What else we got there, Jet? We got the ring, what is it, the ring announcing battles going on between the Lane Boys and Action. We got ladies, NWA ladies, Natalia Volkovich, Catalina Speed. We got all that and more. Folks, thank you for watching Ring Fever. And Tommy, we love you, kid. I'll at you guys later.